Today's case is about a woman who was shot at point-blank range while visiting a candlelight vigil. What's even more mind-boggling is that the killer had been close friends with her victim. This is the case of Delia Johnson. It was a warm night in August of 2021 when Delia Johnson was outside on the sidewalk in Crown Heights in Brooklyn, New York, visiting a neighborhood candlelight vigil, when a white SUV was seen pulling up, double parking in the street. A woman was seen getting out wearing black clothing and sporting a honey blonde wig, making her way to that same sidewalk Delia had been. The woman in black briskly walked up to Delia Johnson, brandishing a weapon, and proceeded to shoot her at point-blank range. The woman in black continues to fire at Delia 5 more times before returning to her vehicle and speeding off into the night.
Well, this is new tonight, and it is hard to watch. A horrific shooting on a New York City sidewalk. A woman shot and killed by another woman who just casually walked up to the victim and pulled the trigger point blank. Then she got into a car and just sped off too.
Somebody executing my child. They killed my baby. Was something that horrible?
Delia Barry has been crying so much she can barely stand up. A mother's pain after her namesake, her daughter, 42-year-old Delia Johnson, was shot in the head at point-blank range by this woman.
When asking witnesses about what happened to Delia and if they had seen the possible shooter, police ended up receiving a bad description from a woman at the scene who told them the killer was a man in a white shirt and blue jeans. The officers pulled over the getaway car, but when they saw a woman behind the wheel, they let her go, assuming the suspect was a man based off of the description they received from an eyewitness. They realized their mistake a couple of hours later after seeing CCTV footage of the killing. Detectives linked the Mercedes license plate to a Claudia Williams in Georgia, one of the names and addresses Delia's former friend Claudia Banton used. Police ended up tracking Claudia down 3 months later in Jacksonville, Florida.
Now to newly released body camera video. It shows the moment a New York murder suspect was arrested in Jacksonville.
Claudia, walk straight to me with your hands up.
Claudia Banton is accused of shooting a woman execution style in Brooklyn in August.
Keep your hands up! Guns are drawn, and this body camera shows Claudia Banton getting out of the passenger seat of a car.
Claudia, walk straight to me with your hands up. Walk straight to me. Keep your hands up. Don't do nothing stupid or I will shoot you. Do you understand?
Slowly and calmly, Banton walks over to the officer with her hands up.
Keep coming.
The officer puts Banton's hands behind her back and wraps handcuffs around her wrists during a traffic stop on North Main Street last month.
Claudia Banton is a felon who had previously served 7 years in a Georgia prison for forgery and has other felony charges in Georgia and New Jersey. While being interviewed by police, Claudia refused to answer any questions about the murder. Fast forward to May 2025, where Claudia Banton went to trial. Claudia never spoke a word while her future was being determined by jurors. The victim's family spoke to Claudia, asking her why she took their loved one away, especially since Claudia was once considered a part of their family. We also learned that Claudia had even lived with Delia and her family at one point. Jurors sentenced Claudia Banton to 23 years to life for the cold-blooded execution of Delia Johnson.
Today, emotions ran high in court as Johnson's family finally got a chance to speak. And News 12 Shakti Dennis has covered this trial since its beginning, and she was there today.
Applause broke out in the courtroom as a judge sentenced Claudia Banton to 23 years to life behind bars.
I feel she deserved more, but today is about changing. Today is about forgiving.
The sentencing marks the end of a 4-year nightmare for the family of Delia Johnson, shot execution style on a Crown Heights sidewalk in 2021.
I am so glad that this is over.
In an emotional victim statement, Johnson's mother asking why and pouring her heart out to Banton, a woman she considered like a daughter who even lived with the family at times.
It felt good because it was a release.
46-year-old Banton listened, with tears streaming down her cheeks as Johnson's family described feeling betrayed.
I'll never see my sister again.
Johnson's 21-year-old daughter, currently deployed with the Air Force, appeared by video in uniform, struggling to put her pain into words, saying at least her mother didn't suffer. Banton didn't address the family for legal reasons, according to her attorney, but he says her silence shouldn't be mistaken for indifference. The judge even grew emotional as she spoke about the deep, lasting pain Johnson's family has endured.
And it ain't easy. But I know one day it will get better.
I can't imagine what Delia's family went through, and I hope knowing that her killer will be in prison serving a life sentence can bring them some type of peace. My thoughts are with Delia and her family that was left behind to heal from this tragedy. Tell me your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thank you all for watching. I'm Dark Raven, and I'll be back next time with more true crime.